So, artificial intelligence has just exploded onto the scene, right? And let's be real, this is a way bigger deal than the internet or even the smartphone. So, in this explainer, we're going to look at a totally different angle. How can we use this incredible new tech, not just for, making markets more efficient, but for our own personal growth and wellness? And that really brings us to the central question we're diving into today. Is this new technology a threat to what makes us human? Or could it actually be a powerful ally for our collective awakening? To really get this, you have to look at two worlds that, well, they usually don't mix. On one side, you've got the programmer. This world is all about logic, data, markets, and scaling things up, bigger and bigger. But on the other side, you have the mystic. This world is guided by things like intuition, consciousness, and deep personal healing. So how on earth do you bring these two together? Well, it turns out our guide for this journey is someone who actually lives and breathes in both of these worlds, Tiffany Joy Basse. She's in this totally unique position to help us explore how a more conscious AI can really serve humanity's awakening. And her background, it's pretty incredible. She started programming when she was just 14 years old. She became a serial tech entrepreneur, even raised venture capital in that tough, cutthroat world. And then she spent a whole decade studying intuition medicine. Now today, she's a conscious venture capitalist, investing right at that intersection of wellness and technology. Okay, so how do we make this less, abstract and out there? Let's get really practical with a powerful personal practice anyone can try, using AI as a kind of dream journal. Here's a perfect example of the kind of weird, personal, symbolic stuff you can work with. Tiffany Basse shares this dream she had. She says, "I dreamt I was living with a friend, and she was trying to sweep a dirty blanket with a broom. I thought, why aren't you just putting that in the washing machine? It's a strange scene, right? What does that even mean?" So, what do you even do with a dream like that? Well, the process she outlines is actually super simple. First, you just detail all the symbols from your dream for the AI. Then you ask it for an interpretation. You get the analysis back. And then, and this is the most important step, you check for somatic resonance. This isn't about thinking if it's right, it's about feeling it. How does that interpretation land in your body? And get this, the AI's take on it is, wow, it's pretty profound. The AI interpreted the dream like this. The dirty blanket is our collective trauma. Society's trying to clean it up with old, ineffective tools. That's the broom. But there's a much better way, a new technology, the washing machine, representing AI, that can actually help us access something bigger, the cosmos. That's a huge insight from a seemingly random dream. Okay, but wait. When you're using a tool this powerful, you absolutely have to have a critical human skill to use it safely. And that skill is called digital discernment. Here's the thing you absolutely have to remember. AI is just a giant pattern matching machine, and it's been trained on the entire internet. That means it has all the wisdom of the ages, but it also has all the darkness, all the trolls, all the misinformation from every dark corner of the web. So what does discernment actually mean here? It's not about your brain. It's about your body. It's about checking in and seeing how the information you get from AI physically feels. Does it make you feel open and spacious, like a yes? Or does it make you feel tight, contracted, a little off, like a no? That's where your own intuition comes in. And Tiffany has this perfect analogy for it. She says it's just like tuning a radio. To get a really crisp, clear channel, your own signal has to be clear. If you're coming at it with a lot of static and confusion, well, the AI could actually end up giving you some pretty bad advice. All right, so we've got the personal practice, and we've got the golden rule, discernment. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture, a whole new vision for how we could develop this technology as a society. And this brings us to a really important comparison. The way we're doing it now is what you might call the masculine approach. Just scrape all the data from the internet, the good and the bad, and aim for maximum efficiency. But there's a conscious way, one that integrates more feminine principles. This way suggests we should raise AI like a child. We carefully curate its learning with wisdom traditions, with the goal being human flourishing, not just efficiency. And this quote from her just nails it. She says, "I raised 2 children. I didn't have them start reading The Wolf of Wall Street when they were 5. I had them reading fables and things that nourish the human spirit." When you put it that way, it's such simple, intuitive logic, it just makes sense. Okay, so what's the big picture here? Why does any of this matter for you and me right now? Well, because this incredible technological shift is actually pointing us toward a new blueprint for what it even means to be human. Look, as AI starts doing more and more of the jobs humans used to do, we're heading into a post-work world. That means we have to find our identity in something other than our job title. The new work, it becomes inner work. It's about looking at our shadows, healing our deepest traumas, and finding what some call our authentic soul blueprint. And yeah, AI can be a helpful tool in that process, but it can never, ever do the work for you. And this might be the most important takeaway of all. AI can be an amazing mirror. It can be a helpful guide, but it can never replace the messy, beautiful, uniquely human experience of moving through your own struggles and finding your own light on the other side. So I want to leave you with this one big idea to chew on. As AI starts to take over so many tasks of the mind, it frees us up for the work of the soul. So what if AI's greatest purpose isn't to think for us, but to help each and every one of us find our own true purpose?